We're back. I'm Ashlyn.
I'm Elle.
We are Lavi Cosplay.
And this is Shit Cosplayers Say Season 2.
Season 2. What?
I know. It's been a while.
I know.
We're glad to have you all back.
Yes. So, welcome. If you're a first-time listener or long-time listener, first-time caller.
There's our third co-host.
Hey.
I guess we're gonna have to start there because
we're gonna start here.
Because our new third co-host is being very vocal today.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Ash, do you want to tell us about our new addition to the podcast here?
Absolutely. So I'm going to let him finish.
Okay. He's got to give you all his spiel first.
Yep. He's telling you all about it. Okay. So the one thing that those of you that know me personally, or...
He's not done yet.
He's not done yet. Are you better now? Maybe. So for those of you that are friends with me on social media, you would already know this, but it was not public knowledge yet by the end of season 1 that I was pregnant. That was announced publicly to the world, I guess, as you would put it, in social media terms, a little bit after season 1 ended. So we did not talk about it on the podcast last year. However, I had a baby. And so that is our third co-host who is currently hanging out in my lap. So you might hear him hanging out in the background a little bit. So that's exciting.
Yes, the small child will give his input.
Yes. And before you ask, absolutely there are cosplays planned, because why wouldn't there be?
There were cosplays planned before we knew he existed.
That's true.
Because we've always done well, if one of us had a kid, we should do this.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The list evolves as time goes on, but it does exist.
It does exist. And no, he's not coming to conventions anytime soon.
To be fair, we're not going to conventions
anytime soon either, because, well, as you all know, not much has changed in this pandemic. So.
We're still in a pandemic.
We really don't have any con updates. Planet FunCon canceled, so we won't be doing that one. And everything else is just kind of up in the air.
Pretty much.
We didn't apply for anything extra this year.
We decided our schedule that we had originally planned for last year was full enough without worrying about adding on extra events that may or may not get canceled. So we were just planning on rolling over, but obviously some of those are, like Planet FunCon, not happening. And we expect more of that to happen as the year progresses, because we're still in a pandemic and the COVID-19 vaccine is not readily available to everybody in the US yet. So we still have a ways to go before everything opens up.
At this point in time, Anime Iowa is still scheduled, but in our fun game that we play, we're still waiting to sign a contract, which is completely understandable in a pandemic.
Weird.
I know. I don't even ask, because it's totally understandable that we don't have one. Because it's probably going to have to be a hybrid sitch, like poor Anime St. Louis.
St. Louis is one of those examples of conventions that are being forced into having their event. I think we talked about that during our pandemic episode chit chat last year, that depending on local mitigations, your event insurance may or may not kick in depending on what's going on and what the government says. And currently St. Charles County is at just the social distancing stage for events. There is no attendance cap on anything. So as long as their numbers stay exactly where they are for their positivity rate and such, then they're not going to be able to cancel their event because their venue won't let them get out of their contract.
So with Anime Iowa being in Iowa, there is a chance that they may end up in that exact same situation.
I do feel like the actual like town of Iowa City and the city of Coralville are a little more restrictive though than necessarily like the rest of your state. Just from what I've seen, obviously I don't live there, so I'm not 100% sure, but
Well, I'm up there a lot, and that's 100% true. They are far more strict in the Iowa City area than they are really anywhere else in Iowa. That probably has a lot to do with the hospital being right there. So it is possible that, the Marriott wouldn't want to do it, even if the state said it was fine. But that's probably why everything's on hold. So we're just going to wait around.
if we know something, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, we don't know anything about ICL either. We're guessing at this point it's a no, but it's still a little bit too early to ask. So as of this time, we don't have any update for that either.
Yeah, we found out a couple weeks after this time last year. So I would imagine that an update of some sort is coming in the near future.
We're kind of on the end of, at this point, it would probably be better to just not, and we'll go in 2022.
New Post-it note.
New Post-it note for my sign, because currently the sign, I put a white piece of paper with a 1 on it over the 0, and then I'm going to have to put another one over that for a 2. Longest running title holder ever.
Seems like a great plan.
Well, it's like, I want to go to Spain when I can go to Spain and not worry about a pandemic.
Weird.
Like, yeah, I know. Weird flex. If it is canceled, we're definitely changing what we're doing. As I talked a little bit about in the self-care panel that I did for NakaCon's online event this past weekend, which was very well done. Nice work, Naka. Their staff was awesome. That was a very smooth process considering I am not good with Discord. They did an awesome job. But one of the things that was brought up was I should be working on my ICL costumes, but I don't have the motivation because the event is probably not happening. So I'm putting beads on sleeves instead.
Progress is still progress.
Well, you gotta do what you can do because exactly, any progress is still progress. And if the only thing your mental capacity can handle is putting beads on sleeves, then that's what you do. There's a good chance of fusion happening, possibly.
Yeah.
Because that's not till October.
C2E2 is in December this year.
Yeah, so we'll be looking at C2 based on a few different things. C2 is a very expensive convention, so...
Right, around Christmas.
Yeah. I think it'll probably be somewhat dependent on whether or not the live show gets picked up again.
Which we had a great time with that last year. So hopefully everybody else seemed to have a really good time too.
I mean, really, if one of us isn't competing in a contest, we don't need to stay on site. And that saves you a lot of money, not staying on site at the Marriott in downtown Chicago.
No.
Even though the room block price is very good for that hotel, because it's only like $200 or something. At this point in time, I don't think we're coming to Colossal Con, so don't expect to see us there. They might also get forced to not cancel, but there's no way I'm going to that particular convention in June.
That's literally right around the corner.
Yeah, like it's just like, I'm debating whether or not I should go to like Little QuadCon in Davenport any of the May, which should be totally safe. Let alone going to Colossal Con, which has like 20,000 people accounted for. Not to mention all the people are there that don't have badges.
Well, just think about how many people go for like the vacation atmosphere and never actually enter the con space.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of them don't buy badges. So there's like 20,000 accounted for. Not to mention all the people that don't have badges that are there. So that's just not going to be a thing. Crossing my fingers, they roll everything over to next year, but...
Yeah, that's a big who knows.
Yeah. So yeah, in short, we have no freaking idea what we're doing as far as conventions in 2021, so just stick with us. we did apply to Anime St. Louis online, so we might be doing a panel for them, depending on what happens. I'm sure we'll do some online programming for Anime Iowa if they don't happen in person. Same thing would happen with Fusion. Make it through with us, friends, because we thought this be over by now.
We're gonna all get through this together, one way or another.
And then maybe I'll finish Hinoto. I don't know.
Well,
Probably not.
One beat on a sleeve at a time.
So Hinoto is still only like one layer down. I have not had the mental capacity or the energy to do flat felted seams, so I've been ignoring my skirt and putting beads on the end of my sleeves instead.
I've been ignoring pretty much everything. I've been
You
taking
have a
screen
reason
captures
for that.
I've been taking screen caps of things, and I've been trying to learn about new skills, but haven't had the motivation to actually apply any of them.
He's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hinoto will get done at some point. Having like a semi due date helps a little bit. That due date's still like over a year away, so it's not super like motivating. Because I'm gonna guess at this point there's no crown. I don't have crown as an incentive. I don't know, maybe I'll get my creative energy back. That's kind of what my whole panel for Naka was about. Like, I'm right there with y'all.
So now you need to start practicing what you preach? Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
I am. I'm making some life changes to help with my stress levels. So hopefully that will help my creative energy.
That's a good plan.
Instead of sewing, I'm sitting on TikTok.
I've been sitting on YouTube watching tutorials, so I mean, whatever.
That's at least useful. Yeah, we have TikTok. I've been sucked into the void, and I can't get out.
There is no escape.
There's no escape from the void that is TikTok. The whole joke about how the TikTok algorithm will figure you out before you even have a chance to figure yourself out is extraordinarily terrifying. It's terrifyingly accurate.
Does it know you better than Facebook ads?
Absolutely. Because apparently everything I do is related to ADHD, so that's fun. The TikTok's calling me out on my neurodivergent tendencies.
Huh.
Which are, yeah, I know. You're looking at me like, you just figured this out now?
Well, I have known you for a very long time.
That's true, but I just thought they were personality traits. Apparently they're all related to ADHD and neurodivergency. So, when I can't keep up at a con because I'm overstimulated, that's apparently not just a thing people do.
No.
My favorite one that I saw, and you will laugh because you know my partner and myself, there was a video and it says, you know you have ADHD when, and she just starts going around her house and there's all the cups. Like the empty cups everywhere.
Oh no.
All over the house. We have this problem at my house. There's cups everywhere.
No.
There's teacups, there's glass cups, there's cups. Water bottles, cups. Drink utensils everywhere. Which explains my difficulty relearning how to social and people.
What are people?
I don't know. I forgot how. I did. The first time we go back to a con's going to be rough because I have completely forgotten how to people.
To be fair, we are all vastly out of practice.
But I have to work really, really hard. Because I have to mask a lot of tendencies that people don't understand. And I'm out of practice doing it. So when I interrupt people accidentally, oops.
You're learning things about yourself that you never knew.
I think I'm learning things about myself that I knew, but the TikTok's calling me out.
Oh, so you were in denial before the TikTok, and
or
now
just
the TikTok
oblivious,
is
which is probably
allowing
more
you
accurate.
to see the light.
Yes, the TikTok's showing me the way.
And it's like the fog has lifted.
Yes.
I keep forgetting you haven't seen that movie.
I have not seen that movie.
But now I want to break into song.
The TikTok is very fascinating. I will have to show you what shows up on the TikTok account at some point, because you will die. My other favorite one that just got shown, and I shared it on our Instagram. And my favorite one is they're doing a gay meter, but they're using Sailor Moon characters. And so first they show you Tuxedo Mask, and then they show you Sailor Moon, and they're like, which one? And the girl goes, Tuxedo Mask. Then they show you Tuxedo Mask, and then Haruka, and you're like, oh. Because obviously, Haruka. Obviously, most attractive character in Sailor Moon. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is. Haruka is the most attractive character in Sailor Moon. But it cracked me up.
It reminds me of the memes that roll around Facebook with pictures of Haruka and then pictures of Sailor Uranus side by side. And it says it doesn't matter which one you're sexually attracted to. That makes you gay.
Well, exactly. It doesn't matter. But that one, I died. I about died. That one. And then I get Babies and Huskies. I don't know how it picked that one up.
It's because of me.
But I get Babies and Huskies. And it's hysterical.
I conveniently have both of those things.
I know. And your dog is hysterical with the baby. Because she's obsessed.
She's a good girl.
She won't leave him alone.
No, she will not leave him alone.
It's adorable.
She moms him.
It's so cute. And I get cute critters randomly. And then sometimes I get cosplayers. But mostly cosplayers that are doing their OCs, because apparently that's a thing on TikTok. It's more common, actually, for people to be doing their OCs than, like, regular characters. Do you have an opinion on the TikTok, small child?
He has so many opinions.
What is your opinion
currently
on the TikTok?
No, he's quiet.
Maybe he wants to see huskies and babies.
Probably. We've wasted a lot of time on the internet. We haven't crafted anything. We've played around with some online content for funsies. We're hoping that maybe we can go to a con by the end of the year. And that's the TLDR version of what we've talked about so far.
We did work ahead on the podcast this time.
Yeah, and just to remind you all from what we talked about at the end of last season, we are switching to a bi-weekly format. So we will not be joining you again next week, but we do have something already uploaded for the week after.
For our sanity.
For our sanity. And because reasons, like our third co-host.
Yes. Third co-host. My ability to edit in a timely fashion.
Well, and because we want to focus on quality over quantity. And we want to make sure that we have time to research some of the topics, which we do have some of those more heavily researched items coming up for you in the next couple of months. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we've got some pretty fun things coming next episode. So episode 2 will be our imposter syndrome episode that we did with some wonderful psychology professors. So please join us for that. We will also be having some con crimes available and some more competition episodes joined again by our friends Wig Cosplay. And we'll be doing my self-care panel as a podcast episode in the future as well, since that went over really well over the weekend at NACA. I'm a little sad because in person, I totally would have handed out like coloring pages and fidgets during that panel, but we were on the computer, so I couldn't do that. So maybe sometime, if you attended that panel and you would like to see it in person, let us know. Or if you'd like to see it again, because we can always do a random Twitch event.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because we do still have our Twitch at twitch.tv/LoveyCosplay, which I'm sure we'll bring back at some point in the near future here.
Not a whole lot has really changed. We got through the holidays. Elle got vaccinated.
I did. So did you.
Yeah, I started my vaccination series, so I will be finishing it right after this podcast airs, like that next week. So that's exciting.
Which means we can see each other again.
Yes, then we can have the shenanigans in person instead of just on the internet.
Well, I mean, we get to reunite. We're recording on the 17th, but we get to reunite sometime next week with distancing in mind. Because I haven't seen the small child yet. Nor have I seen you since, like, January. So,
I know. It's been forever.
Separation anxiety.
I know. Yes. So there's your reminder that we don't actually live together.
That's right. Your Friendly reminder that we do not live in the same place or in the same home.
Which is also sad in and of itself,
I know.
but
I don't know how well we would do if we lived in the same house together.
I don't know.
I don't know. I need a significant amount of time without people. So because my job involves a lot of people. So then I need a significant amount of time without people to like balance my system out. I'm fun at a con, guys. I put on a good show because a lot of times in the back of my head, I'm going, I am so overstimulated and I need to go take a nap.
Yeah, Elle likes the nappy naps.
Yes, I have to go shut down in our hotel room sometimes because conventions really overwhelm me.
Can you imagine whenever we go back in person for the first time, like we're gonna have to like schedule our day out like with huge blocks in between of everything?
I will likely bring my noise canceling earbuds the first time we go back because I don't know if I'll be able to handle the noise. Because I haven't been around that much noise in like a year. I don't do well with multiple kinds of noises. So like if you go to a bar, I can't hear you. I can't discern one sound from another and I get really overwhelmed. So I have noise canceling earbuds that help with that, which I'd actually gotten for work, but that's another story. I had a very loud group of children. I needed those for. It helped me understand what they were all trying to do because I couldn't handle them all yelling and talking over each other. And I've learned that none of these things are normal. Thanks, TikTok.
I'm just really entertained by the fact that TikTok is teaching you so many things about yourself that you didn't know.
This is so... Everybody else on the post, on the Instagram podcast SCS, you let Ash know how many of you learned deep things about yourselves through the TikTok algorithm. Because I know there's a lot of you out there who have had so many things confirmed by the TikTok algorithm. I know you're out there because that's the biggest joke on TikTok is how many people have had things confirmed by the TikTok algorithm.
Oh, and I guess I just laugh because, I mean, you work in mental health and we've been dealing with a lot of these topics like in conversation for panels and things for years and helping other people with those issues.
It's not that I don't know that it exists for me.
Denial.
Yes. But all of these things that exist for me are part of what makes me a good therapist. So it works. It's just funny because you don't really think about those things that you've had all your life until somebody calls them out.
Well, I was going to say, I didn't say it's a bad thing. I acknowledge that it's there the whole time.
So the one I legit did not realize, though, like I literally did not realize everybody doesn't do this. Apparently, not everyone has a constant running inner monologue.
Really?
Yes. So apparently that is not the common thing, to constantly have an inner monologue running.
My inner monologue constantly breaks into song.
Yes. Like there's always something running in my head, if not multiple things at one time, which I know is an ADHD thing, but I just thought that like everybody else just had one that wasn't so like busy. Like they didn't have like 5 movies running at one time, maybe they only have like 1. But apparently, no, inner monologues are not a normal thing, apparently. That's a very neurodivergent tendency, is to have an inner monologue constantly.
Well, and I really laugh because mine, I know you mentioned like the 5 movies. Mine is like it's constantly like changing channels based on the also suggested for this user, like they have on like on your like music streaming apps. It's very similar to that, where like here and then like we skip like 3 things forward, like loosely related to the next thing. So I always have to laugh whenever my husband's like, "What are you thinking?" Because I'm always thinking something, but it might not have anything to do with anything going on in our space.
Apparently that's not the common occurrence.
Whatever.
I was like, what? And maybe it's because, like, obviously my partner also has ADHD, so he's got an inner monologue. And we obviously have an inner monologue because we will simultaneously break out in song.
Yes.
I would love to see someone try to follow one of our, like, skit planning sessions.
Oh, God.
And see if they could even figure out what the hell we were talking about. Because we speak a different language when that occurs. It's like, "Abba-dabba-da-da, and there's a song, la 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 song." Like,
frequently. And the song may or may not actually have anything to do with the skit planning process. It might just be like something that happens. It's probably not anything we're actually considering for the skit.
I mean, I break out in song in my everyday life.
Yes.
Because if I'm stressed, sometimes I will end up singing the response to keep myself from snapping at anyone. It's a coping mechanism. But I can only imagine, like, if we recorded one of those sessions and had somebody, like, listen to it, they would be like, "What the hell is happening? What is
What you're
this?"
saying, do we need to record it and then have one of the psychology professors listen to it?
We should record and have your husband listen to it, and he would just be like, "What?"
No, he would not be interested in that at
He
all.
would be like, what is happening?
What is wrong with
I
you
don't
guys?
need to know.
Yep.
That's his answer.
I would start playing it and he would just walk
He
away.
would just walk away from He just walks away from us normally, so.
I'm sure his inner monologue is going, "Oh, they're doing the thing again," and then leave.
Yes, apparently inner monologues are considered a neurodivergent tendency. I'd love if mine would shut up every once in a while.
Do you argue with it on occasion? Yes.
Yeah. Well, because
Mhm.
I also have that tendency, like, if I'm really anxious about something, to script. Where, like, you try to think of all the scenarios in which this conversation could go so you can sort of prepare for the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you do that too.
I do.
So if there's any, like, because right now my stress levels have been really high, so if there's anything, like, remotely going on, I'll wake up in, like, the middle of the night and my brain will start doing the thing. And I'm like, no, I want to sleep. I don't want to prepare for this conversation right now, brain. I want to go to sleep. This is sleep time. This is not preparation time. If anyone knows how to get your inner monologue to shut up, please let me know. I had a request to actually do an episode or another, like, panel talk on specifically ADHD and anxiety, or ADHD and cosplay. So, and how the heck you actually get anything done if you have ADHD. It's an adventure. Hence why I have beads on sleeves, but my skirt doesn't have French seams. Yeah, adventure is a nice way of putting it.
I've been watching She-Ra.
Oh,
So.
I love She-Ra.
I just finished season 1.
So then did you finish Avatar?
I finished Atla, but I have not finished Legend of Korra yet.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first Avatar.
I got through season 1 of Legend of Korra and a couple episodes into season 2, but I got really bored in the beginning of Legend of Korra, so I'm not super invested in it right now.
When you meet Double Trouble, you will understand why I deeply connected on a cosplay level with this character.
Yeah.
Because you will watch the episode when Double Trouble appears and you will go, yep, that sounds about right. We would like to do more listener episodes, so shoot us some stories, because I could use some more.
That, and they just really entertain Elle.
They do. I really enjoy the listener episode stories. They warm my heart, and they're super entertaining, but we're running low. So you can send them over. You can DM them to us either through Instagram at Lavi Cosplay or Instagram at Podcast SCS. Or you can email them to us at Gmail. So it's lavicosplay@gmail.com. We will take them from any of those places.
Elle has a nice spreadsheet where she keeps them and categorizes them so we can either insert them into existing episodes or pair them with similar concepts and put them all together in their own episode. So
I'd really like to start highlighting them in their own episodes so that we can highlight you, our listeners, and not have them be like immersed into a regular episode, because we want to give back to all of you. So if you do submit a listener's episode, we will also post your social media as well on our social media on both Lavi Cosplay and Podcast SCS, and we'll announce it on the podcast. So you will get fully credited for your wonderful story.
yes, we would like to tell your stories. We enjoy hearing your stories, and we would love to share your experiences with other people.
We did upload our first official listeners episode over the hiatus, so if you haven't listened to that, go on and take a listen. It's about some pretty crazy cosplay adventures. Too much party fun time.
The thing is too much party fun time.
Depends on who you ask.
Oh, okay. How about you ask the TikTok?
The TikTok will know. I wonder what the TikTok thinks of the villas at the Kalahari during Colossal Con. Oh, TikTok. Oh, great TikTok. Is that too much party or just enough party? Oh, wondrous TikTok.
I feel like the corn in the tub might have been too much, but I think that was Daisho.
Yes, that's Daisho Con. The corn party is Daisho Con.
But that was also a Kalahari villa, so
it's a Kalahari. We will discuss that in our party episode at some point. When we get to that episode.
Wow, wow.
At some point. You gotta stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. Oh, is this going to be like the season 1 episode where we go, oh, we're going to talk about that in an episode later?
Yep. Sorry, I know you all hate that, but too bad it's happening in this.
If you send us lots of party stories, we can do another party episode. In the house tonight. Everybody going to have a good time.
Everybody have a good time. Yeah. Like it's 1999.
Like it's 1999. Is this 1999 before or 1999 after we started cosplaying?
I don't know. I was a freshman in high school. I wasn't doing much actual partying. Yes, this is the episode of Tangents. Welcome to Shit Cosplayers Say. The opening season episode is so we can get all our tangents out now so we can be more organized later.
You're funny.
I know.
You're funny.
I know.
I don't think anybody actually believed you when you said that. Or if they did, it's because they're brand new. Spoiler alert, tangents do happen.
Tangents happen.
Yep.
We need a shirt that just says tangents happen. We'll print that in our non-existent merch store because we do not have a Patreon or a merch store because we're still in a pandemic and we decided that's not a great idea.
I guess we could have done it for people to be able to spend their stimmy checks in, but I feel like there's better things for people to spend their stimmies on. Are we done with tangent?
I think we're done with tangenting.
Are we going to close?
I think we probably should. I have to go do my dailies in Genshin. Because Genshin Impact also has taken over my life during this period of time.
I feel like most of our conversations end with Elle saying, I need to go do my dailies.
That's how, like, every recording's going to end now. I gotta go do my dailies. Gotta do those dailies so you can get your wishes so you can get more characters.
Wah, wah.
I just got Hu Tao and she's adorable.
So that Elle can get more cosplay ideas to maybe do or not do.
All the Genshin designs are absurdly difficult, so.
That sounds like fun.
But Hu Tao is adorable, and now I want.
Although I have plenty of complex character designs already on my wish list.
Yeah.
So.
Our list is vast and never ends.
Yes, it is much smaller than it used to be, but on that note, so that Elle can go and do dailies.
Right.
I'm Ash.
I'm Elle.
We are Lavi Cosplay.
And this is Shit Cosplayers Say. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Shit Cosplayers Say, an LVC production. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Podcast SCS. Our website is lavicosplay.com. Have a fun, crazy con or cosplay-related story, absurd cosplay question, or just something in general to share with us? Email us at podcastscs@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and remember, just because you can doesn't mean you should.